Namaskaram everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bharat Asks Why. In the Indic world of systems, Sikhism plays an important role. But in the recent news debates, some Sikh organizations like SFJ, Sikhs for Justice, demanding a separate nation called Khalistan is in the debates. Majority of these organizations' works are done from foreign soil, and they are waging war against Bharat by joining hands with anti-Bharat elements. They tried to infiltrate into different protests such as farmers' protest, restless protest to break the nation. These people are joining hands with foreign powers who want to break Bharat and bring Bharat into its knees. Now let's rewind some centuries back. How the Sikh as a path was formed, why it was formed. We can clearly get an idea by seeing the map of Bharat. Majority of invasions by foreign powers were happening through northwest of Bharat, and most cruelties were faced by people in those parts. Men were killed, homes were looted, women and children were raped and taken to slave markets. In the end of the 15th century, Guru Nanak founded Sikhism as a sect. He would have foreseen the dark times coming ahead for Bharat and northwestern parts of Bharat in particular. Arab Islam couldn't do much damage to Bharat at that time. Bharat successfully defended Arab force. But Guru Nanak would have foreseen the arrival of Turkish Islam and Mongol Islam, which were the face of cruelty, and which in turn would fix its roots as Mughal Empire in Bharat. One of the founding principles of the Sikh was Akal Purakh Ki Fauj, means the army of Lord, to protect and serve all the people of the world. Second Sikh Guru Angad was born in a Hindu family. Third Guru Amar Das was also born in a Hindu family. We can clearly see that Sikhism was not a separate religion. We all belong to the larger idea of Sanatan Dharma. When Babur invaded Bharat, the cruelties he did towards the people were inhumane. He made towers with skulls of people who were living in Indian subcontinent. Houses were torched. Atrocities towards women were brutal. People of Sikh path also started defending Bharat, along with Rajputs, Marathas, Ahoms and other Bharatiyas. Hindu Holocaust in the hands of invaders is not yet recognized by the world till date. Fifth Sikh Guru Arjan Dev Ji was the one who started the construction of Golden Temple. Urged by his popularity, Mughal Emperor Jahangir summoned him and tried to prevail upon him to accept Islam. He was asked to embrace Islam to escape death, but he preferred martyrdom. On June 16, 1606, the emperor of the so-called Great Mughal Empire, Jahangir, ordered the arrest of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. The manner in which he was killed has no parallel in the history. The only charge against him was he didn't stop preaching his Guru's teachings and refused to convert. On the first day of persecution, he was starved and not a drop of water was given. In the previous night, he was kept awake and made to sit on a red-hot thick iron sheet, and red-hot sand was poured on his head and body. The brutal ruler was amazed to observe that Guru Arjan Dev bore the brunt of pain calmly, without showing any shriek of pain. He kept on murmuring the name of God and chanting the verses from the holy book Granth Sahib. On the second day, he was made to sit on a vessel of boiling water. Guru sat silently on the boiling water without showing any sign of pain. On the third day of torture, again red-hot sand was poured on his head and body. On the fourth day of torture, he was again asked to sit on the red-hot thick iron plate and was subjected to suffocation on the fifth day. Thousands of his weeping followers watched the ghastly scene helplessly and desperately. This is what Emperor Jahangir himself wrote in his diary called Tuziki Jahangiri. I quote, "In Gondiwal, which is on the river Beas, there was a Hindu named Arjan Dev in the garments of sainthood and sanctity, so much so that he had captured many of the simple-hearted of the Hindus and even of the ignorant and foolish followers of Islam by his ways and manners, and they had loudly sounded the drum of his holiness. They called him Guru. and from all sides stupid people crowded to worship and manifest complete faith in him. Many times it occurred to me to put a stop to this vain affair or to bring him into the assembly of the people of Islam. Unquote. This was written by Jahangir himself. Guru Hargobind Ji, sixth Guru, on the very start was a dedicated enemy of the Mughal rule. He advised Sikhs to arm and fight the Mughals. The death of his father at the hands of Jahangir prompted him to emphasize the military dimension of the Sikh community. He symbolically wore two swords, which represented Miri Piri. He built a fort to defend Ramdaspur and created a formal court, Akal Takht. During the reign of Shah Jahan, that started in 1627, Guru Hargobind Ji's army fought battles with Mughal armies of Shah Jahan at Amritsar, Kartarpur, etc. Guru Tegh Bahadur was brutally killed by Aurangzeb in front of the public for defending Kashmiri Pandits. Before killing Guru Tegh Bahadur, one of his followers, Bhai Matidas, was sawn alive. He was cut alive. The second follower, Bhai Dhyala, was boiled alive in a cauldron. The third, Bhai Sadidas, was burnt alive before Guru. On the 11th November 1665, Aurangzeb ordered that Guru Tegh Bahadur's head should be chopped off in Delhi's Chandni Chowk. Guru Tegh Bahadur spread out a sheet of cloth and sat down in Chandni Chowk, awaiting his death. With a view that the Guru might agree to convert to Islam in the very last moment, a Maulavi was also invited and he was present. The executioner stood waiting with a sharpened sword in his hand. Everyone around was shedding tears. A sweeper from the crowd was wailing. He pleaded with the Guru, "Why don't you perform a miracle to save your life?" Guru Tegh Bahadur replied, "I will not resort to any miracles to save my life. My life itself is a miracle." A small chit was attached to the rosary beads he had worn around his neck. On it was written, "Sir diya par sir har diya," meaning, I gave my head but didn't give up my faith. Thus he gave his own life but ensured that the Kashmiri Pandits' faith in Sanatan Dharma remained unaffected. In Delhi's Rakabganj, there is the sacred spot where Guru Tegh Bahadur's last rites were performed. In the place where he was executed, the Sisganj Gurudwara stands today. In this way, Guru Tegh Bahadur exhibited incomparable valor and imbued the Sikhs with the martial spirit by offering his own life. Soon after this, Guru Gobind Singh Ji took over as the 10th and last Guru of the Sikhs, and his two sons were cruelly killed by building walls with bricks around them. Both the children were made to stand, and around them a 3-foot thick wall was constructed using brick and mortar. They both died inside it without getting air to breathe. The wall was broken after an hour and corpses were dragged out and chopped into pieces. Baba Banda Singh Bahadur was one of the greatest disciples of Guru Gobind Singh. Banda Bahadur's son was killed by Bahadur Shah, and his heart and liver were stuffed inside the mouth of Banda Bahadur. In the Kashmir Files movie, we have seen how a lady was fed with her husband's blood-soaked rice. They are the same. They never changed. From the beginning, their acts are same. The Sikhs, the sect which was formed to protect our motherland, a group of people from the same sect has become hand in glove with the same force which it fought once. It's painful when we witness majority of nationalistic Sikhs are also seen with the same eye nowadays. The forces from which the Sikhs defended Bharat, the same forces is becoming a global threat now. We can see it in France, Germany, UK, and where not. Bharat is the only Rashtra which is still handling these dangerous forces tactically. When Bharat is taking the position of Vishwaguru slowly, the responsibility is also increasing. It's time for us to protect the world from this dark force. Definitely, Sikhs are one force who have that virya in their blood. With their presence globally, Sikh is a large dharmic force which should now take up the responsibility of defending the world from these forces. They have the might. They are real warriors. When the world is witnessing the rise of Bharat as Vishwaguru, world will see the dharmic Sikh force as its protectors. Namaskaram.